there are only four types. One is change, one is compare, one is combined, and the other one is ranking. I'll tell you what is change. Change means when you have a data, when you have a particular diagram given, in this one the data will be, for example, let us consider a bar chart. Okay, so in the bar chart, of course, if they explain the point, so here if they have explained any variables, for example, years are mentioned or months are mentioned, or anything, any changes, for example, here 1990, 1991, 1992, that means in each year there is a change happening. That is why such type of questions we will be calling it as a change type of questions. However, when it comes to compare type of questions, you will have certain data to compare. For example, let us take this particular bar chart itself. There will be more than one data given, and there is no specific year or month mentioned. So in this particular type, you know that, here there is data you need to compare. Sometimes this is male version and this is female version. So when they say that male and female, shaded portion for male and unshaded portion for female. So this is going to be a compare. You wouldn't be able to see because nothing explained here. In this particular axis, they haven't said whether the data changed or not. Obviously, over time, it might have changed, but it's not quite apparent here. So what is quite evident, there is something you need to make a comparison. You need to make a comparison here. See, male and female, male and female, male and female comparisons. There is another type that is all about the compare type of question. There is another. Most of the questions are combined type. However, I'm not saying that this is what always all the questions are combined. However, it is your skill. Whenever they ask this type of change questions can be written in a combined form. I'll tell you that. For example, in this particular data itself, you take this particular data, they might have mentioned years here. 1990, 1991, 1992. So how are you going to mention? This means you can either make a comparison. You have to make a comparison here because the data is given, because males and female comparisons are always expected. At the same time, over time, what are the changes that you could see here? For example, especially in a particular indicator itself, you take only males, what change it had. It was almost means here the proportion or the thing what they might have given is number of females or number of people. Okay, so number of people or anything. Okay, it could be anything. So this one, in 1990, what was the number of people, what was the number of male here, and in 1991 what was the change. You can either make a linear graph here. Okay, linear graph, it continues, isn't it? So you can either make it make certain kinds of line connections to say the trend, or else you can make a comparison. Okay, that is what is the combined type of question. When it comes to ranking means, that there is a ranking, there is a type of ranking is always who comes first, or who was at the first position, who was at the second position. So this itself you need to make comparisons. It is quite, for example, let us take this particular thing, and in this one it is quite evident that each data, this is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third, and this is the fourth one. So it is easy. A person who is not going to take an IELTS exam, of course, he tends to write this. He was the first one, he was the second one, he was the third and fourth. Okay. However, for an IELTS candidate, it is expected to make comparisons. This is the first one, of course, and the least was this particular information, right? So you can either make comparisons. However, the least, for example, the first, this particular data came first. However, the fourth position was for this one, for this data. And you can make comparison. Second and third data was almost similar. It was almost similar. You can either write in that way. So that is a ranking, because you're going to rank the position. You're going to rank the position based on the data provided. You're going to mention it. You need to identify whether it's a ranking question or not, because they will tell you the position. For example, the visitors to a particular tourist place, or the country's economic achievement. They might have, they will tell you. That's also one of the most commonest questions